In the heart of the Egyptian desert, time stands still. Beneath the golden dunes, a silence older than memory whispers secrets of the past. The pyramids rise not as tombs, but as living testaments to a forgotten knowledge, a science of the soul. The ancients believed the body was mortal, but consciousness eternal. What they built was not for death, but for awakening. They called it Ka, the vital essence that lived beyond flesh. The pyramids, aligned perfectly with the stars, were more than monuments. They were keys, maps of heaven carved into stone. Each chamber, each passage, reflected the journey of the soul as it rose from darkness toward light, from the earth to eternity. When modern eyes see stone, they miss the vibration of truth humming beneath it. The ancients didn't build with machines, they built with purpose. Geometry, sound, and light, these were their sacred tools. The numbers carved into every wall weren't random, they were frequencies, divine mathematics that connected man to the cosmos. In their world, to know was to become. To speak truth was to shape reality. The hieroglyphs weren't words, they were living codes. Each symbol carried a vibration, a secret that only the pure of heart could activate. To read the walls of Egypt was to enter a dialogue with eternity itself. At the center of every mystery stood the Eye of Ra, not merely a god symbol, but the vision of consciousness itself. The ancients believed that when the eye opens within, man sees not with flesh, but with spirit. To awaken the eye was to awaken truth, to remember what was forgotten. The Nile was not just a river, it was the mirror of the heavens. Every bend and current represented the Milky Way flowing across the night sky. The priests of old believed that as the river brought life to Egypt, so did the cosmic current bring life to the soul. To understand one was to understand the other. Beneath the temples of Luxor and Abydos, hidden chambers spoke of celestial origins. They whispered of beings not from the sky above, but from realms of light, dimensions unseen. The ancients did not worship them as gods, but honored them as teachers, keepers of balance between the seen and the unseen. The Book of the Dead was never about dying, it was about remembering. It guided the soul through inner landscapes, testing courage, truth, and purity. Each challenge in the afterlife was a mirror of life itself. The judgment of the heart was not divine punishment, but divine reflection, the soul meeting its own truth. At the moment of death, they said, the heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth. A heavy heart sank, a light one rose. But the real teaching was deeper, to live without lies, to act without cruelty, to speak with harmony. For in the end, it is not gods who judge us, it is our own heart. Every temple, every carving, every star alignment pointed to one eternal message: know thyself. The gods were symbols of the human spirit, reflections of what we could become. The ancients didn't seek power over others, they sought mastery over self. The true kingdom was always within. But time, like sand, buried their wisdom. Conquerors came, carving their names over sacred symbols. Yet even as empires fell, the energy beneath the stones never died. The pyramids still hum at dawn, faint but alive, as if waiting for someone to listen again. Perhaps they were never meant to be understood, only remembered. And so the question remains, what if the ancients were not looking up to the stars, but calling us forward through time? What if every temple, every carving, was a message not from gods, but from ourselves in another age? Maybe the truth of Egypt isn't in what they built, but in what we've yet to awaken within.